Three Grumpy Gamers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of our podcast. Yes, we are still going after the end of the world. The title for today's podcast is Molestation. It's a touchy subject.
You feel me now?
Yeah.
And we've now gone from 9 subscribers to 2.
To none.
At least you can't go negative.
Who are we today then? I'm going to be
Suppose.
small Japanese schoolgirl.
Nice.
I'm Hot Ryu.
I'm going to be that guy that says they're old enough once they leave school. School finishes at 3.
Oh. Two grumpy gamers have just quit. So are we still like pretending that we do gaming news?
I think
guess,
so.
Right.
Go on then, you can start because I know what you're going to bring up.
We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Microsoft have bought Havok.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction was, oh no! Like, not because Microsoft have it, but because nobody else would then have it.
Yeah.
But they've released a statement and said, no, it's fine, they're still going to lease it out and blah blah blah, which makes perfect sense. I think there's nothing sinister. I think Microsoft just own it now and like have lovely Activision
It
dollars.
doesn't make any sense for them to hoard it themselves, given that basically fucking everything runs on Havok.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to be given that everything runs on Havok, and probably everything will continue to run on Havok, they're going to make a fortune from it anyway.
Well,
they'd
they'll
be shooting themselves in the foot keeping it themselves.
Nobody would ever do that anyway, because once one started doing it, the other one would start doing it, and then PlayStation would be like, right, get off our Blu-ray license then. You know what I mean? It would just get ridiculous. So yeah, I think I don't give a shit about it. But my initial thing was like, that could be bad. Did you watch the No Man's Sky demo on Stephen Colbert's show?
Of course I did.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking forward to the game anyway. Now, after watching that, I don't even want to be a space pirate anymore. I want a planet.
I was one of the things I was going to bring up. That
Stephen Colbert, he's that guy. Is he the same guy who was like poo-pooing Let's Play and stuff a couple of weeks ago? Or was that someone else?
that was Jimmy Kimmel.
Ah, right.
No, Stephen Colbert is very. He plays video games. He's very
Yeah.
into Lord of the Rings, RPGs, that kind of
Yeah.
shit. He's pretty cool
It's really
guy.
cool, actually.
Yeah, because I watched that video and like because obviously I've had some wires crossed in my head and I just thought, well, he seems to have changed his tune a bit because like Stephen Colbert's very like ooh.
Yeah, but plot twist, he's not Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I like what he said.
No
when he
way.
said, "What's the release date, or is that still a secret?" And then he went, "Well, I'm guessing it's going to be soon if you're on my show."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So we've got that to look forward to. Hopefully it'll be out before the end of this year.
I hope so. I want the game, like.
Me too, definitely.
I tell you why I've got it mixed up in my head. I remember now. It's because he had PewDiePie on not too long ago, explaining to him like the concept of Let's Plays, which is where I've got it mixed up in my head.
I wanted to bring up the absolute mess that is Tony Hawk's.
Yes,
Pro
that was
Skater
one of my
5.
things.
I was going to talk about this as well.
I didn't buy it like I said I was going to. I waited.
I'm glad you never, because from what I understand, it's broken as fuck.
So the game itself is something like 4.7 gig.
Right.
First day patch was 8.8 gig.
Nice. That's good work. First time round, kids.
And apparently, it's still broken as fuck post patch.
And they don't give a fuck. Do you know why? Because they're already getting the
Yeah.
tasty Activision dollars.
Is it Activision again?
Yeah.
Is it?
That basically,
Fucking hell, man.
like after when Tony Hawk's went down the drain and Neversoft got like dissolved, as soon as I knew this is why I haven't been like arsed on it, because it's under a different developer, isn't it? So I just thought, are they going to be able to do what Neversoft did consistently for like the best part of a decade? Probably not.
See, I watched a video of like the making of the new Tony Hawk's, and they were interviewing one of the guys who was developing. He was the lead
Yeah.
on the game, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! I used to play Tony Hawk's when I was a kid," and I'm thinking, "Fuck,
It's not the same as
it's
like
not the same guys. It's not the same guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck." And holy fuck!
Yeah,
have you seen some of the videos of it?
Yeah, where like I've seen one where Tony Hawk's basically having a massive fucking spaz out.
Yeah.
I've seen one where like someone's face is stuck through a half pipe.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I'm
That's a
not
bit
bothered.
depressing. So
Apparently,
I
I can't remember, like, it was in the article I was quoting it, but the guy described it as skating through intermittent quicksand. So it runs fine for a little bit, then it fucks up.
I saw somebody describe it as heartbreaking. Actually, somebody who's
Yeah.
a fan of the original series.
I'd
Which is a
say
shame.
I'm a massive fan of the original series, but like I just never got that.
absolutely fucking sick now. I'm getting really sick of like old titles just getting redone and done to death. And I know why. We've talked about it before. And it's this whole thing with like, oh, it's a shoe a bet, it'll sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's starting to really piss me off now. I wish people would just, especially when you get hold of a good franchise like that, because in a lot of people's eyes, it has what I call the Star Wars effect. Like the original 3 Star Wars movies, I used to fucking love.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Now I
I
just,
still do. to be
now I
honest,
just,
the
well, I
original
don't.
three.
Now I just really like them.
Yeah.
I don't even really
Because
like
of the Star Wars effect. Because no matter how I try, I can't detach them
Yeah.
from the other 3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the other 3 are so poor, it's affected me enjoyment of
Well,
them.
it's not just that. Look what Lucas did with the original 3. He fucked with them. He redid them.
Yeah, the most annoying bit is where he drops that CGI cutscene of them robots on Tatooine.
Or the CGI Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
That was awful.
it's dog shit.
The Star Wars effect. Cool.
Yeah, so like in games as well, the Star Wars effect happens for me.
Yeah.
So if I was to play that Tony Hawk's, it would then
Diminish your appreciation
yeah,
of the others.
yeah.
I know that you Andy, like racing games.
I fucking love them.
You, Hal?
Not so much. I
Give
can
a
play
bit of
them.
tape.
Yeah. But
Well, I'm the same, and I got into any beta that I can apply for. I apply for it. So I got into
Yeah.
the Need for Speed beta, and one thing Need for Speed always did was good driving game. Yeah.
No,
No, not the story, not now, but the way the
No.
cars drove.
appalling.
I thought they were alright.
Shit, absolute shit. Total arcade, nowhere near like a
That's
proper
the
racing.
point.
It's
That's
shit,
no,
still
no.
not good.
Arcade racing, it still has its place,
Nah.
and they were good at doing
Yeah,
that.
it has a place in the hands of a 6-year-old.
So anyway, I played the beta, right? I played for an hour. You get a 15 minute cutscene first, 1 minute of driving, 30-minute cutscene, 5 minutes of driving, and I was just like, fuck this.
are you massaging there just for like sort
No,
of dramatic effect?
no.
30-minute
Yeah, he's
cutscene.
lying.
Well, it was about, I would say
Probably
15
lying.
minutes really.
Yeah, he's still lying. About 3 minutes and 5 minutes.
Oh, it wasn't, and it's all film. It's not like CGI, and they've got the worst fucking actors. The script was done, I think, by whoever wrote Sharknado, because it's so
Yeah.
bad.
You know what? You thought you got away with this. I mean, what was that fucking prick who died called? The Need for Speed dude, fucking dickhead.
Paul Walker,
Yeah.
That wasn't Need for Speed.
Fast
that's
and the Furious.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
but you'd have thought you'd have thought after the Fast and Furious
Straight
guy
out of the wing
died, yeah. After he died, that they'd have knocked the fucking bad shoddy acting in racing on it. But no, they just moved into the fucking video game world. Haven't they? Oh, on a side note, have you heard about his? Do you know this? His fucking daughter.
Yes, I've heard.
His daughter is
Sue.
trying to sue Porsche.
I hope, right, that she fails. Well, will fail miserably, but I hope she just fucking spends a fuckload of money on it. And just fades into
Just
horrible
for the
obscurity.
listeners, right? You know that Straight Outta Compton thing, and then there was like a load of memes going around. I posted this one on Facebook where it was Paul Walker and it said "straight out of the windshield," right? and I got some hate. But here's my point, right? His films are dog shit anyway, and he's a dog shit actor. But
Was.
right, yeah, sorry, but.
I mean, he's a terrible
That's
actor
a
now.
subjective opinion. I get that, but why is it that because he was an actor, someone pointed a camera at him and filmed him? Why does that make him fucking special? Because up the road we've got a little shithole called Shotton, and at least 3 times a year some stupid 19-year-old cunt wraps a car around a lamppost
Yeah.
and dies, and it's always his own fault. He's always full of fucking liquor. Fucking it used to be
Drugs.
speed in the 90s. Nowadays it's like cocaine or some plant fertilizer, and he dies, and everyone's
salts.
and everyone's like, oh, well, it was his own fucking stupid fault then, isn't it? You know, Darwin Award, well done,
Yeah.
natural selection in process. Same applies to Paul Walker, right? What a fucking moron. His daughter's suing Porsche. Could it be the prick who was driving at 90 miles per hour, might it be his fault? It's never anybody else's fault, is it?
What it boils down to is like is how people like perceive celebrities, and it's all hero worship.
Yeah.
Look at
Was-
Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
a stupid fucking stone
Was,
mess.
was he, you know, Paul Walker, was he the driver or the passenger?
Passenger.
Because it's always that as well. Guess what?
Yeah.
Because you can imagine him sitting going, "Oh no, don't drive like that. I completely disapprove. Fuck off."
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? You'll be going, "Ha ha ha ha! Put your toe down." You know what I mean? It's just
Handbrake round this corner.
What normally happens is it's the stupid arsehole celebrity who wraps himself around a fucking lamppost,
James
Right.
Dean,
and
Mark Bolan.
there'll be someone else in the passenger seat,
Mark
and
Bolan's
that
a tree.
and that
in a
pillow
minute.
couldn't
Yeah,
get
it was a
forgotten
tree,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's how it usually works.
yeah.
Like, oh, isn't it so sad that such and such has died? What about the guy behind who was in the passenger seat? I'm sure he has a family as well.
How the fuck can you sue Porsche for it though? Like how? What? I mean,
The
what-
only way you could is if it was a malfunction with the actual car that caused the accident, which I don't think it was.
yeah, 90 miles per hour in a.
I think it was somebody's heavy foot on the fucking pedal that wouldn't let go that caused
Yeah.
the accident.
But I mean, on the plus note, at least he's dead, and there's going to be like no more Fast and Furious movies.
There is to make a new
There
one.
is.
Oh, you kidding
Guess
me?
what? Guess what? Listen to this. Paul Walker's brother's taking his place.
Are you joking?
I'm not.
Well, we can only hope that he wraps himself around a fucking lamppost.
He's got another brother as well, so let's hope both of them do.
It's
Please.
a family tradition of
Well,
making
well,
shit films
I
and
hope-
killing
I
yourself.
hope.
Well, it's that time. I'm going to go hit a tree
I hope Porsche send him a free car and a bottle of Jack.
and cut the brake line.
That would be genius.
I hope they do.
Congratulations on your new film role.
We'll just have one note saying, follow in your brother's footsteps.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Why did you tell me that? That's really depressing.
We should be
That's
out the
really, I'm
windshield.
really depressed now. Oh,
Did you ever
God.
play Burnout?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course, have I.
Yeah.
You know Criterion, the guys who made it.
They're
Yeah.
making the,
A
something
spiritual
yeah.
successor to it, because obviously EA bought them out,
Yeah.
you know, on the rights, and
I
refused to make another
I-
one.
You know, I was lying actually because Burnout was an arcade racer.
And Burnout was
Burnout was awesome.
Yeah.
See how much damage you could do as Paul Walker in it. It's good.
What do you mean, as Paul Walker?
That's it, because that's the whole point in the game, isn't it? You just crash, go through the windshield.
But like, yeah, I thought you meant for a second that. Do you know what? If they make a new game, they should let you select Paul Walker. Make him unlockable.
Get
What
bonus
they should
points
do-
for hitting a
What they should
lamppost.
do is, do you know when you're doing like you'll be doing time attack and you can see your ghost of your previous lap. They should have Paul Walker behind the wheel of the ghost car.
Just waving at you.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise. That was the best one. It was fucking brilliant.
But hopefully that'll be good when they make it.
Yeah, it was a good game. Oh, that is really funny. Yeah, that is really. I'll get a trophy for like if you get like a crash where you score so many points.
It's called the Paul Walker.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh man, I bet his brother's not even an actor.
He's not. He wasn't. He was
Well, to be
hired.
fair, neither was Paul Walker. Was
He was hired as a stand-in after he died to finish off the last movie.
The thing is, though, is this was the thing, didn't he? They hired him and then they mocapped him to bits, didn't he, in the film?
Well, it was him and his other brother, and then the mocap.
Yeah. So are they going to continue to do that, or are they just going to like basically say in the next film that he's had a fucking haircut, or like
He's had plastic surgery to
he
escape
got
the
hit by a
police.
shovel? I'm not. He looks a bit different.
to be fair, wait a minute though, wait a minute. You have a lot of films where the sequel, you've got the same character, but he's just played by a different actor, and it's the same name and the same character.
Like Iron Man 2.
They'll probably do that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I'm on IMDb now. I'm curious to see if Paul Walker's ever been in anything good.
Let's save you the bother. No.
Well, I didn't think so, but you know when you just feel you want to know. So I'm having a look now.
So yeah, one of the things I was going to talk about was Tony Hawk's being broken as fuck. Here's another thing that's a bit disappointing. This month rather is
PS Plus games?
PS Plus games. Obviously,
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy. But one of the original soundtrack. Yeah, because apparently they couldn't secure the rights to the soundtrack because they couldn't get hold of the guy who did the music. What's his name? Like Danny Baranowski or something.
I remember.
Anyway, basically they couldn't get hold of him, so they've had to redo the entire soundtrack. So we're still getting it like free and on the PS4, but the PS4 version will have a different soundtrack
Do what?
to the original Super Meat Boy.
That's weird.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to you, mate. I'm on here looking and I'm struggling.
But yeah, so I mean,
the other games were Broken Age.
um,
That just looks shit.
apparently who they're getting in to do, or who they have got in to do the music for it, are like pretty well known in that kind of like circle. Like they've got the guy who did like the Binding of Isaac soundtrack. The wife who did part of the Plants vs Zombie soundtrack, but that's for the Bandage Girl levels. And they've got some dude from Hotline Miami in who did the soundtrack for that. So it should still be a good soundtrack. It's just not the original.
Well, the Binding of Isaac was a game made by the guys who did Super Meat
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It'd be cool. So you know how Battlefield Open Beta starts very soon?
Battlefront.
Battlefront, yeah, not Battlefield. There's a companion app for iPhone, Android, and all that sort of shit. And on it, you can, if it ever fucking loads up, analyse your progress, customise your loadout, connect with friends.
It's the
if you
same
have
as
any,
it's the same as the
get the
Battlefield
latest
4
news.
one then.
But it looks like they're kind of pushing it for some reason.
as long as it's not mandatory, then I couldn't give a fuck.
It
So I
kind of
hate
is. It kind
shit
of
like
is.
that.
Well, it's not, but like to get the most out of the game, it is. If it's the same as Battlefield 4's,
Like, if that was the only way to customise my loadout, for instance, then I'd be really pissed off. But as it stands, if it's just something else that I can fiddle with, yeah, it's alright. But it's just, I don't like it when it's kind of like, it's pushed on us.
you love it.
Speaking of things pushed on you, new Assassin's Creed game, microtransactions are confirmed 100%.
Basically, I've got no interest in Assassin's Creed anymore. The only thing
What?
the
Sorry,
only
go
good
on.
thing I've heard about what's the new one, Syndicate or
Syndicate,
something,
yeah.
is that they've got Jeremy Irons in to do some voice acting.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, that's the only good thing I've like.
Here's where I fall on it, right? Years ago, I played the first one, and I played it through and finished it. And it was like, oh, it was alright. It kind of...
Alright, you were like, it's fucking awesome, you were in
No, that
books and
that
everything.
wasn't the first one.
Not alright.
No. You tried to talk me into buying the second one in that box set off your pal.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, because the first one wasn't good enough, if you remember. Then, years later, just it was on for like £4. I thought, well, the first one was alright. I bought the second one,
I thought the second one was awful.
right, and I played about halfway through. And it was great, but it dragged on and on and on,
Yeah.
right, but it was great. Then I went back to it, and I loved it. I loved it. And the second one hooked me in. And then the third one was immense. Do you know what I mean? And I
I quite
became,
liked the third one, if I'm honest, with Connor.
Yeah. And then I became a fan of the franchise at that point, and I did buy the books, and I did love it. And then after that, the whole thing just went fucking tits up. I thought it was getting stronger and stronger. There was a few weak moments in the franchise, but not so weak they were a problem. And then when the PS4 came out and Black Flag came out, I was like, holy shit, this franchise is going to just get better and better. And I think what's happened is, somewhere along the lines, is some dude who runs the franchise for Assassin's Creed has been doing really bad in a game of poker. And he's like put his deeds for his house in or something and lost his hand. And he's been sitting fucking crying. And the guy said, all right then. I'll give you the deeds for your house back as long as you absolutely fuck your best franchise up the arse. See how long you can fuck people over a period of 10 years. And if you can fuck the fans and get away with it the best, right, you can keep your house. So I think he's gone all right then. And oh dear me, I wonder if that fart picks up on the podcast. But I think he's going to just be like making worse and worse and worse titles all the time. I think that's what's happening.
I mean, from a storyline standpoint, I think the one that's coming out seems to be stronger than the
strongest since
Yeah.
Black
But the
Flag.
problem
Yeah.
is with the storyline now is they've fucked it. They've just gone way wayward with everything. Do you know what I mean? This franchise should have resolved a while ago. Do you know what I mean? It should have.
yeah.
It's that thing though, isn't it? It's like what you're saying earlier, license to print money. It's like, oh, it's a really strong IP, let's just keep doing it, rather than like making new shit. Because that's the thing, if you make new shit, there's always that guarantee, there's no guarantee that it won't do poorly. Well, basically, people just need to get a set of balls.
They will if they return to the old days though, and actually, like the houses are willing to put the money in to promote properly.
And I'll say, if you pay 50 quid for a game, you don't expect to have to pay more to open fucking chests.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Nah, I'm totally with you there. I mean, you can kind of, like I said to you the other day, I can't remember if we said it on the podcast or when me and you were talking, but when it's a free-to-play game, if I think the game's really good, I don't mind sinking a bit of money in.
Yeah, it's different when it's free to play.
But like that's the only time you should have to sink
Yeah.
money in to open chests and get items and stuff.
Like,
Or maybe if there's like a lot of really good DLC later down the
Yeah.
line, that I'd pay for that. But like,
Yeah.
you know, a AAA title, a platinum title, and you're like, fucking hell, you need £2 to get this like sword of rapier.
The sword of raping.
sort of rape you.
Yeah.
I think the only way I'd ever try another Assassin's Creed is if it was set in the Wild West, cowboy time.
But why bother? Because I'm gonna just wait for
Red Dead 2.
See,
Yeah,
the,
man.
the thing is though, is like I don't actually know how much this still ties in because I haven't been following the sort of story arc. But my understanding of Assassin's Creed is there's this whole Assassins v Templars thing going on
That's exactly
throughout,
right.
and it's like I don't understand, like it was a stretch for me. Like I mean, I haven't played Black Flag. I've only seen when yous have been playing it, so I don't have an understanding of the story. Like I don't know how it ties into the whole pirate thing, and like by the same token, I have no idea how they would skew it so that a Wild West thing would be feasible.
Yeah.
Right,
That's the only
because
thing.
you have like a unit, like a PC unit, and it's set in modern times. Black Flag,
Oh, I know there's kind of like you go back through your
yeah, through your bloodline,
Yeah.
your genetics,
Yeah, that's it.
Assassin's genetics. So you go back and you tap into the memories of your strongest ancestor. So like the one that in Black Flag, the ancestor he was most tuned into was his pirate ancestor. So
Right.
that was the memory like thread that they followed.
So, when you go back through your bloodline or whatever, and you're your pirate guy, do they have any sort of V Templar shit going on there, or is that only in the present?
no, it's V Templar shit then as well.
That's what I mean. So,
because
like, how like,
because I'm Andy and I'm an assassin. I'm from the assassin's bloodline. So in the 1600s, my ancestors
so
that
it's
go back
not
were
it's
also
not
assassins.
necessarily it's not necessarily Assassins v Templars. It's just that them two bloodlines v each other.
No, it's Assassins v Templars.
Well, that's what I mean. Though it's like I didn't know there was a branch of like assassins that was specifically pirates. This is where my issue
They're not
lies.
specifically, they just were.
Yeah.
It was like, me, right, if the game would work like this, me, you and Cooper could all be assassins now in the modern age. And we could all trace our bloodlines back. And one of my ancestors might have been a pirate. One of Cooper's might have been
A red
a
boy.
cowboy. And one of yours was like just giving it up for chips in Soho.
That's
right.
pretty much what I've just said. Cooper's
No,
was
but
at
I
one
wanted to
point.
get it in for you first, and you, right. But here's a situation that's what it would be. So the Templars, under the guise of a business, they don't go hire our Templars. They run like all the corporations. So he thinks he's got a job working for this corporation, going back in his own history. But what they're really looking for is they're going back in his bloodline on purpose to see if they can find artifacts
Yeah.
and things that they've been looking for centuries. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's that kind of
Right,
thing.
so I have a rudimentary
But,
understanding.
but
of it,
it's become
I just find it all very
convoluted.
far-fetched.
It's very,
very
overblown.
convoluted.
Yeah, it is massively convoluted now, to the point where it's needless. It's needless. It's like it's lost my attention.
Yeah.
And like you said, it should have ended a long time ago.
I think they should have made one good game after Black Flag, and they should have made it really fucking strong, like Black Flag was.
With a really fucking kick-ass ending.
Yeah.
It just ended the whole thing.
Yeah. Not this fucking bag of shit they released where people don't have faces.
Because that's the thing as well now with games getting like loads and loads of sequels. Half the time shit does never gets resolved. It's just they go, right, we're not making another one.
Till it goes, because the game house goes under.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's like the like now it's almost standard procedure to leave some sort of loop open just so you've
Can
got
I
a
just
window
say, I
in for
hope
the
these farts are picking up the podcast.
for the next like installment in the series. But one day they just don't make another installment, so all that shit just gets left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst unresolved thing in history. Tripods in the 80s. Best TV show ever made. Didn't get resolved. Worst thing ever. Should have been resolved.
For me, it's Deadwood. Season 3 was really good. Needs to be resolved.
Wasn't that during the writers' strike when that happened?
No, HBO just took a fit and destroyed the fucking
Stupid
the
HBO.
set. I'm like, well, we can't afford to keep doing it. Twats.
Anyway, moving on. I've got something that I'm
Is
sure
it going to shock and amaze?
possibly.
Come on, then, shocking amaze us, Hal.
If you remember several podcasts
What
ago,
a fucking brilliant story.
we were
that
talking
was.
about Jew sex.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Jew sex, mankind divided.
I was going to bring this up as well.
And they had all that ridiculous pre-order fucking.
Oh, the one where X amount of people
Yeah,
pre-order
yeah.
it and you get
The
basically,
tiered.
basically, after overwhelming negative feedback, they fucking scrapped it.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that they had
Yeah.
overwhelming negative feedback.
Me
about that.
too.
And as a sorry, this is the best bit. All pre-orders now get all of the bonuses that they would have had if they'd maxed it out as a sorry.
Well, I think.
But they
that's
were
fair.
all shit.
It's like the South Park episode. We're sorry.
We're
Yeah.
sorry.
We're sorry.
It's like, alright, so we didn't get enough pre-orders and everyone hates us, right? So if you pre-order now, we get all the crap shit we were going to give you anyway. Like getting the game released 4 days earlier. Woo!
Woo! 4 whole
That
days.
was the top one, that was tier 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's such a joke.
And the rest of the stuff was just stupid, shitty
I'm
stuff.
all for people trying new things, but like somebody in their office must have sat and went, "I don't think this is going to work."
Yeah, but have you ever seen that that cartoon strip that's on the internet, like that meme where there's the people sat in a fucking office and someone goes, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah," and then the other guy makes some outlandish thing and then he gets chucked out the window for it. Like that's how I envision that.
What
Yeah.
do you mean? He said all the right words. He said like
Maybe we shouldn't
said
do this
synergy,
pre-order
he said
ridiculousness
evolve.
because no one will like us. Out the window.
I stand by my words.
But yeah, thank God that's over with.
Yeah, that's good.
thing
Hopefully,
is, though,
hopefully
is
other
like-
companies will see that shit and
Never do it
learn
again,
from
ever.
it. Yeah.
I'm liking this. I said this to you before about something. I can't remember what it was, but it seems like the gaming market's becoming a lot more savvy now, and we don't just buy into any old fucking tat. Like, I'm pleased people are voting with the wallets and with the like taking a stance. You know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah. On a different note, if you could have any book turned into a video game, what would it be?
Would the video game be done well?
It would be done extremely well.
Right.
It would be probably the best game you ever played if you loved the book.
I can't remember what the actual like.
That's tough.
I can't remember
That's
what
too
the
hard.
the series of books is referred to as, but The Painted Man by Peter Brett.
Oh God, I'm gonna be so fucking hard.
That would be
old
that would be
school geek
fucking
here.
awesome.
Right, before you do, I'll give us a synopsis of that because I've never read it.
Basically, several hundred years ago, demons rose from the earth at night and just kicked the shit out of mankind. And anyway, mankind's learned how to develop wards, but you paint on your house and shit, and it protects your house from the demons. But like, basically, humanity's like down to its last little fucking bit. Like they've been that fucked over by demons, and basically the entirety of mankind lives in fear of the night because every time the sun goes down, shit gets like real. So they all just live in the thing, and it centers on like, it has like several different like character lines going at once, and they kind of converge at the end.
Yeah.
But it's primarily about this one lad who he wants to grow up to be like a messenger. Like they're the only ones who go outside the city walls. And anyway, like, bit of a spoiler, but like he finds like these long lost like attack like runes and shit, because all the wards they have is purely for defense, and it's kind of like he's the hope of mankind. But it's really cool, like.
So it actually sounds good.
That sounds alright,
Have a read. So what's yours, Andy?
It would end up probably being an RPG, and it would be based on Dris Durden from Forgotten Realms, who was a drow elf who came up from Menspurans and up to the surface, and was actually a good guy instead of a standard drow. And he was, again, it's the old saviour of the realms, Chestnut. But it was the books were so well written. They wrote like the first couple of books are about drow society and him trying to escape the Underdark. Because in the Forgotten Realms, in all D&D stuff, you've got under the ground, there's some bad stuff.
Yeah.
And underneath that, there's a level called the Underdark, which is basically like you're getting to the between like hell and life, and it's like crazy some of the stuff that's down there. And the Drow are just this race of like banished elves. They've been cast in the Underdark for being like sadistically evil on the surface like thousands of years ago, and like they've become nothing but more evil as they go. What?
No, it's just talking about like Drows and stuff reminds us of our
When we were playing D&D, yeah.
and your like wonky sense of depth.
Yeah, but like,
Right, we're in a cave. How deep are we now? We're about 400 miles below the surface.
yeah, but like
How deep are we actually, Andy? 3 feet.
yeah, but it was like it was so well written, and Drist was such a like involved character for me. He was awesome. There was like loads of new character classes born just because of his book and him, and like different skills. Like he just kept getting like good scimitar swords, and he had a skill called Blade Song where he would just like whistle like hot, just super chilled, and just double blade, and he would just go through people like a fucking lawnmower. He was so athletic, and it was amazing. Like, but I think if they did an RPG where they had really good solid story with a good fighting system, like The Witcher's got a good fighting system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing.
That's cool.
In fact, the people who made The Witcher would be the people that I would try and give the game to.
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, there is a day-and-day online.
There's loads.
But I think the problem is, there's
It's shit.
yeah, I think it tries to stick to faithfully to like the.
It's made by a game house called Turbine, who also did Lord of the Rings Online.
Right, that's also gash.
There's also
He
a
also
few.
did Ashran's Call, which was
Oh.
the best game in the world,
There's
which is sad.
There's also like some Wizards of the Coast made like a lot of PC games. They're fucking dog shit.
Baldur's Gate was good though.
It was alright. Good's a bit strong. What about you?
Oh, I forgot me. The Dark Tower series by Stephen
I
King.
knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
It's still
It's a good choice.
It was that or Ready Player One, because that's all about gaming. But I
Yeah.
think Dark Tower would be awesome. Just that opening sentence in the first book, was that the gunslinger followed the man in black through the desert or something like that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that would make a pretty cool game.
Why did you ask that question?
I was thinking about it the other day. I was just thinking if I would make any book into a game, what would it be?
God, I'm just flicking through because there's a few things I was looking at this week, and for some reason I'm just getting loads of Gamergate shit up, and I'm fucking sick of that.
So you know there's a free Operation Outbreak DLC for Battlefield 4. It's this autumn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew
good.
about that.
Alright. For some reason I've got this about 4 times in me fucking bookmarks. Microsoft has acquired Havoc.
I'm really chuffed though that they've done that. Like started giving a bit more free DLC for Battlefield 4. It almost feels like they're going, forget about Hardline.
Well,
sorry, we
it doesn't
didn't.
exist.
We never did
I
it.
don't even think it's in that kind of tone of voice. I think they went Battlefield Hardline was shit, right? Battlefield 4, everyone still likes that, and they're still playing that. All right, let's just make more DLC.
Yeah,
of that.
the lads I play with, right, because I went through a long phase of not playing Battlefield. I do that, I'll go through phases of not touching it. And here, Hal will tell you, because I try and get him to play with us, I go through equally long phases of just fucking hammering it,
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was Hardline came out, and my friends list was just full of the usual suspects that I would play. I'm getting tweets off Drive Club as we speak, and you're on about racing games. I could see my friends list was full of like Hardline, and they seen that I'd played it because I got it and I played it for the first 2 days, and then I was like, nah, I'm getting rid. I just couldn't. I knew it was shit.
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as I started playing it. Now then, my friends list, they were like all messaging us, "Are you playing Hardline?" I was like, "No, I've sold it." Like, what? You can't. It's amazing. I'm like, it's not amazing, and you won't be playing it soon.
And now they're not.
And none of them. I've not seen anyone other than my brother-in-law stick Hardline in. Nobody else sticks Hardline in. It's just everyone else who I played like Battlefield 4 with,
Yeah.
who moved on to Hardline, have moved back to Battlefield 4.
It seems to me like this is how DICE have like went with it. They kind of went right, Battlefield. Right, well, let's try let's throw some ideas around to see how we can change it up, but still keep it like Battlefield. So they've set Battlefield 4 out. Everyone loves it, even though it had like a rocky start. And they went like, right, what else can we do? All right, cops and robbers, yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? And
Well, it
then
should have just been a DLC.
they've threw it out, but I think in terms of the people they've had behind it and the amount of work that's went into it, I think it was always a side project. I think all their time and effort's been to continuing the Battlefield, like their usual thing.
I don't know. I think you're giving them too much credit there. I mean, there's a lot of things with the Battlefield camp that's been fucked over recent years. My favourite one being is, what did you all like about Battlefield Bad Company 2 then? What was so good about it?
Everything.
We don't understand. It's like, what's the not understand? Go and play the game, you fucking muppet.
There's still people playing it, you know.
I can believe it.
Like when Battlefield 4, when I still had my PS3, before I bought my PS4 rather, and I'd got bored of Battlefield 3, and I just shot Bad Company 2, and I was thinking, you know what, I'll just play through it. Like, I thought I'll have a look online. It might take us like 20 minutes, but if I find a match, you know what I mean, just for old time's sake. And like the list filled up straight away, and I was like, fucking hell, like, and I sat and played it for a few hours, and every time like the match like the other people in the list, like for the match, just filled up instantly.
It's one of those games though, it's got a cult following, hasn't it?
Yeah, like there is still a lot of people playing it.
It's fucking awesome. It was the best FPS for me online
Yeah.
that I've ever played.
It's one of the best for me
Yeah.
of all time.
And we had so much fun on it.
Yeah, I remember I used to get killed mainly through laughing
Yeah.
because I was too busy fucking creased. Do you know what the first one I used to love? The fucking binoculars with the sniper for the airstrike.
Yeah.
Like, you'd see the guy sitting next to you with his binoculars on his face, you're like, what you doing? No.
I remember one time there was me, you,
Morley.
and a guy who couldn't speak English joined our team.
How?
But he was like a fucking machine. He was jumping onto tanks and
Yeah, I
putting
remember
bombs
him.
on them and parachuting off shit and
Yeah,
killing
he was like the level 100 colonel. From,
Yeah.
He was like fucking Rambo himself had joined our team. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good game.
The maps were so good for that though.
People keep talking about their maps. The best thing about their maps was how much of it was destroyable.
Yeah.
The destruction in it. In terms of actual layout of maps, there's better ones in Battlefield 4 in the big expansions.
One of the things I liked the most about Bad Company 2 was the frequency of how much the like speculative pineapple paid off. In that game compared to any other Battlefield game, just randomly throwing a pineapple out and then coming up, enemy killed, 100 points.
Do
It's
you
so
know
satisfying.
what I miss as well? One of the main things I miss was when you had to get a homer on a tank. You had to shoot it with that dark gun first.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when you set it up with your dark gun?
You got the dark one for the vehicles and stuff, and tag them, and then tanks could home in.
And that was brilliant because I was particularly good at that.
Yeah.
Do you remember before I went up behind the tank and I had a dark gun on me and I had C4 and I could have C4'd the tank but I didn't. I was stood behind it and I put a dart on it instead and walked away. It was like that little moment and this guy's in the tank thinking he's camping waiting for us and we were all stood behind his tank going, well, what should we do? We'll dart it and then we'll all go over this. We all just fucking split up and then shot rockets at it. It was great fun. You know.
And another thing that I liked with Bad Company 2 was I felt the helicopters were like they were more involved with the ground combat.
Yeah.
Like even the scout ones where you had like the Gatlins on the side, it was still like low flying shit. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like the attack choppers you get now, it's kind of like you sit somewhere between like the planes are up here, and if the planes get you, you're fucked, or like. But you're still away from what's happening on the ground. Whereas in Bad Company 2, they were in your airspace. You could fight them from the ground.
There's a lot of people complaining in the newer Battlefield saying like it's too easy to take aircraft out and this and that, and it is. But it's not that it's too easy because you've got too many weapons to do it. It's the fact that they haven't given the aircrafts any defences.
Yeah.
Which is like bullshit. If you
I
fix that.
loved that in Bad Company 2 that you had your RPG. There was no lock on, and it was like if you took a helicopter out, it's because you had that fucking eye of the tiger, like fucking ninja skill moment where out of nowhere you just go boom, and it's like for all of a sudden everything just slows down and it's like and you just felt like a fucking god for that like 10 seconds. Whereas now it's like beep 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 beep, fire and forget. Do you know what I mean? Or the equally dramatic moments where you'd be aiming at that scout helicopter, the one where it's got the Gatling guns in, but it's got like just no like thingy in the middle.
No door.
And yeah, and like you'd fire your rocket and it would go straight through the middle, and you'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It's only ever happened to me once, that.
Oh, it was brilliant.
It's only happened to me once, that. It's good fun, though.
So have you heard what Konami or Konami, however you pronounce it, have said? They've said they're committed to core gamers, and Metal Gear Solid doesn't need Kojima.
Yeah, but look back at a few weeks ago, what they were saying about like AAA titles. No, we're not doing anymore.
Committed to core gamers, but we're not making games for them.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
We want to focus on mobile development. That's where the real gamers are.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yet more fucking requests for Farmville on me fucking Facebook. Here we go.
Oh, honestly. I doubt you're listening to this, but Emma Burns, right? Stop inviting me to play Pirate Kings. I do not want to play Pirate Kings.
Yeah, Emma Burns, what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck you, Emma Burns.
Fucking hell.
You're not a pirate king, you're a pirate hooker. Fuck off, Emma Burns, you pirate hooker.
We'll tag you in this later, Emma Burns, so you know you're in it.
Stop sending Hal photographs of you trying to wipe your ass with a hook for a hand. Is Emma Burns a good friend of yours? Not anymore.
We get on alright. I went to school though, I wouldn't say
No.
she's my friend, I'd just say I don't
Also, she's the friend. She's the pirate hooker.
Nice lass, loves Pirate Kings too much.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
well.
so stop inviting them.
Oh, aye.
So the new software update for PlayStation 4?
I've tried the YouTube streaming thing because I was like really buzzed about it. Because what with me being a fucking pauper and not actually having a laptop, I can't do any serious editing stuff for me videos. So prior to that, I could only record in 15-minute chunks. So I was like, right, well, what I'll do is even if no one watches, I'll just stream stuff and then it'll automatically upload to my YouTube account. Problem solved.
Yep.
Which is all well and good. So I've tried it out and it does work. The only problem is it partitions your screen when you do it. So it's got a bit in the corner for like P&P stuff where you'd have like your camera on.
Yeah.
So obviously that was greyed out because I don't have a camera. And then it's got like an inbuilt chat box underneath, which is all standard stuff for like streaming. But like that comes like normally, like say if you were streaming on Twitch, that wouldn't happen because it's part of the site and then your video is just in the box where the video is. Whereas if you do it from your PlayStation, all that's like on your screen. So if you then upload a video from it, like it's got all these stream stuff like down the side as well. So it's no good just for putting videos up. I mean, obviously fine for streaming, but like I don't really have the subscriber base to like start streaming properly.
Yeah.
So it works.
But I've heard a lot of people online whinging about a new software update. What it's done is, do you remember they bought out that app so you could play music through a USB stick?
Right.
No longer works.
Ah.
No longer picks up MP4s, so you can't play movies from a USB stick anymore. What else has it done? Let's have a look. But that's pretty shit because some people are thinking that, well, they've done that so you have to subscribe to Spotify.
Yeah.
I probably don't think so. I think it's probably just a fucking glitch or something.
That'd be a conflict issue.
So here we go, I'll read this out for you. Firmware 3.0 is a joke and Sony needs to hear it. Now, this isn't our opinion, this is what I found online.
The community.
This is a bit long, so...
Right.
So when the PS4 was announced...
Wait a minute, we're getting some sweets up. We might
Alright, let's open the sweets then.
And you have to start with Once Upon a Time.
Once upon a time, right?
But there is a certain amount of our podcast that's got to be like filled with rustling noise.
That's
A
true.
certain percentage.
Uncle Michael. Wonder if the dog likes these here. No, fuck off him.
And on that note, once upon a time, when the PS4 was announced, it won a lot of people's hearts. Oh, it's a love story, I think.
It won mine.
At the time, Xbox One had a nightmare of an E3. Oh dear.
Ooh.
It's an interactive story. Feel free to chip in.
involved.
The controversy that it was going to remove the ability to play used games and focus on just social and media features didn't bode well with the community.
Really, Microsoft.
Folks spoke loud and clear that they wanted games to be taken seriously. Oh no, sorry, they wanted games and to be taken seriously. Well, another aspect that caused an uproar was advertising. Xbox got a lot of angry feedback on how many ads were on the front page.
Boo!
What happened next was a win for the gaming community. Woo!
Yeah.
As their voice steered Xbox into a better direction. Holy shit, this is like an essay.
Get to the punchline, for fuck's sake.
No, I like the interactive story, it's fun. So, he's saying basically now, here we are with the PS4 a couple of years later, and it seems Sony has gotten comfortable and forgotten how they got the lead in this generation's console race. Instead of providing gamers with features that they have been asking for since the start, folders, friend notifications, a way to clean up the UI, actual favourites in their friends list, a way to go incognito, etc., Sony has just rammed social features and advertising down our throats, the same features that brought pitchforks out when Xbox tried to do the same thing.
I haven't seen any advertising.
No, me either.
No, neither have I, really.
This is the thing, right? I think we want these features. No, here you can have these other features. No, these other features are bad. They're not bad. Do you know what I mean? The new stuff they've added, it's alright. I don't think it's bad. It's just not what people have been asking for.
I think whoever wrote that needs to put his console back in the box, sell it, and maybe get a fucking dog or something and go out for a walk.
Or a Nintendo Wii U.
Because you can't partition your friends list.
Yeah.
In fact, only today did I create the Scooter Massive list.
Nice.
Right? So it's where I play Grand Theft Auto with.
Have you speaking of which, sorry, kind of
You're on it,
derail
you're
us.
still on it, by the way. So
Thanks.
You're still in. By the skin of your teeth,
Do you
my lad.
know how you can make like communities now?
Yeah.
And you can add people to it. Have you had a look at the top 100?
No.
Because it's not the top 100. It's like the most popular one. So who's got the most members? At the top, fairly standard stuff. But as you get further and further through the list, you'd like the dark side of the internet rears its ugly head, shall we say?
Oh well.
And you get all sorts of weird and wonderful shit.
I've also heard that if you create a group, it spams everybody in the group with messages. I don't know how true that is.
Groups for emos who have no other place to turn.
What groups are these we're talking about? Just
Do you know you can make a community on your thingy, right? So
On
you'd
your
add
friends
like your
list.
friends to it.
like a PlayStation 4 community.
Yeah. So like we might do it with our friends, and basically if one of us, it's basically like a constant group message, more or less, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously you can join any of them that's like out there on the cloud, and like some of them are like I say, the top ones. It might be stuff like I don't know, UK Call of Duty players. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I'm from the UK. I don't play Call of Duty, but let's assume I did. Oh, I'll join this community champion. Do you know what I mean?
You've just joined the UK Call of Duty Society.
Theoretically, hypothetically.
I think you really did.
I think it's time you left this podcast.
But anyway, then further down, it's got like fucking weird shit.
Like?
Just like imagine.
Your mum's a whore 24 or something like that.
Imagine like, have you ever been on 4chan?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine like if 4chan was a
Made a community on PS4.
or several, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can now imagine.
I've got to find a PS4 clan. I'm just looking on.
You can do it like that on your PlayStation. Like you can look through them like on your PlayStation.
What the fuck? Grumpy Old Gamers forums. Alright, we're not original.
No,
Yeah,
there's
we're not
there's also a podcast called The Gamer Grumps. They do very well. Very well.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that really.
No, they're going to have a plug. Do you want another 6 subscribers?
We'll get there one day. We might get 10 subscribers. You never know.
All it takes, right, is for one person to get a hold of it, who has like a reasonable sphere of influence, and then we'll just explode from there.
It'll never happen. We're too offensive.
Offensive schmoffensive. That's what I say.
Got anything else?
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, have you seen the new game by the guys who made Borderlands?
No?
It is called, let's have a look, Battleborn.
Oh, yes, I have. Yeah.
So going off this infographic that I downloaded, you get 25 playable heroes, 10 levels per hero, 2 skill levels per level. So there's 5 alternative skins per hero. Apparently there's a total of 7,776 ways to play each fully ranked hero. 5-player co-op. And some other shit. But it sounds
It
like
looks
it could be
good. It looks pretty good. It's one of those things where like I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not like super hype about it, but I'll just be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's looking pretty good. The things that I get really hype about is stuff that I go dark on. I don't like before it comes out. I just don't watch anything to do with it.
Yeah, don't read anything about
Yeah.
it. Just get the other game. See, I'm the same, but I can't help it with No Man's Sky. I want to see everything about it.
I think with that though, the size of that the game is like you could watch loads of stuff and it
wouldn't
would
spoil it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's massive.
So have you heard? I was reading that Rise of the Tomb Raider. Did you play the first Tomb Raider reboot?
Yes.
Right. The story in that was pretty short, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very short.
And it was padded out by all your collecty bits.
Which pissed me off.
Yeah, well, basically, from what I've read here, Rise of the Tomb Raider is 30 hours long if you collect everything. Which, to me, says more of the same.
Yeah.
So that's kind of disappointing. Also, there's going to be a season pass for it, retailing at $30.
What? This shit needs to stop.
Yeah.
I think we all need to look at CD Projekt Red and take a fucking
Yeah.
note from there. But
Well, I think season passes are a good idea if the DLC that comes with it is substantial enough. Like, if you're talking, like, expansion pack DLC,
Problem
rather
is,
than just, like...
as long as you've got dickheads who are going to pull the money out.
like Dragon Age Awakening.
People can still do it.
Yeah.
Like you pointed out last year to me when we were having that conversation. I can't remember which game it was. It might not have been as far back as last year, but it was a while ago. Where some dickhead had like gone onto a publisher's forum and thanked them for this DLC, and the DLC was like launch day DLC or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, thanks, this DLC is great," and it's like, launch day DLC is not great. You shouldn't go on and thank them. You should go on and slam them. Why are you selling me half a game for a full game price, and then selling me the other bit that you've clearly already made? Do you know what I mean?
That guy clearly must just be the rent boy for that game company.
Have you heard that Fallout 4 is going to have no special DLC or anything for the certain, like PlayStation won't get something, Xbox
There's
won't.
no exclusivity.
Yeah, there's no
Even though, even when it's in my favour, I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
It just goes to divide the gaming community. Don't get me wrong, I like a good bit of like banter. I love arguing with people with shit consoles, but
That's the thing, like...
I've got a console, somebody could come along with a PC and slam me, you know what I mean?
Like, Fallout's a perfect example of, like a season pass being a good thing. Like, I know we talked about it the other week where they're supposedly offering, like, a one-time deal where it's, like, 20 quid or whatever. But, like, look at, say, New Vegas, right? Every piece of DLC that you got with that, you're talking, like, 10 to 20 hours of gameplay for each one, do you know what I mean? And there was, like, 5 or 6 by the end. So, like, that's that kind of like level of DLC I'm more than happy to pay for, and I'm especially happy to get a season pack.
Can you remember, as far back, when you used to love a game so much and it would be up in the air, almost like Christmas, like a pleasant surprise if it was like, oh, I hope they bring some DLC out for this.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that?
Now it's
now it's like, God, not more. Now it's more like, I hope they don't rob us with the DLC.
Well, no, that's the thing. Normally, like, what happens now, more and more, is people go the Bungie route. Or, like, well, not the Bungie route, the Activision route. And they just go, right, well, yeah, what we'll do is we'll make half a game, then give you the other half via DLC, rather than making a full game and then, like, going, oh, you know what, people really like this game, let's make some DLC.
It was Mass Effect 3 we were talking about. Because if you remember, after you told me that and I looked into it and saw it, I walked into the shop and cancelled my pre-order.
Yeah.
And I never have played that game. I've never played it. That launch day DLC thing for me absolutely boiled my piss. It wasn't even that; it was just a bit of frivolous DLC, though.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was like
You got-
absolute.
You got to play as a Prothean, didn't you? So it was
Yeah,
like a
and it was
massive
his
fucking
story as
it was
well.
from a lore perspective, it was fucking huge.
It was a big
Yeah.
deal. So I was like, nah, fuck you.
So are you going to continue that day one DLC? You'd be like, fuck the game, I'm not buying it.
Maybe.
So is that going to go with Star Wars Battlefront as well?
Have they got day one DLC?
Probably.
I'll have to see what it is. I'll have to see what it
That's
is.
the thing. If it's just
If it's covered in a premium pass, then I won't be so bothered. Like, but
it just depends what it is. If it's like if the day one DLC is just trivial
moving away
shit,
from me.
then it doesn't really matter. Like reskins or whatever, or like
If it's
another fucking gun that's more or less that's functionally similar to another one, but looks a bit different. Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about that.
Look at the last Batman game. Do you see their season pass cost nearly as much as the actual game?
Well, Battlefield always does, but you get a lot for your
But have
money,
you
like.
seen what you get in the Batman season pass?
No.
You get one short mission as Batwoman. You get loads of different Batman outfits. So you get like the fucking animated one.
That sounds great.
Can you play as Alfred?
No,
Not interested.
and that's pretty much it. It's shit.
That's kind of funny.
You just want to serve Bruce Wayne tea. Is that what it is?
No, I just want to walk around in a suit and just like politely dispose of like ruffians and that, and constantly tell them that Master Wayne doesn't know that he does this.
That would be good.
Not a massive Batman fan.
So I want to give you an update on Michael Shake Fox again.
I've come up with a new idea for that.
It was Michael Bakes Fox, was it? No.
No, Michael J. Chops and have him as a hairdresser.
Nice work.
Right, so it was like, because I just saw, me and Katie were watching, I can't remember what it was, and I was like, what the fuck's happened to her fringe? And Katie was like, oh, that's the fashion now. And I was like, fuck me, it looks like Michael J. Fox cut it. And then it was like, yes, a new level. A new level for the game.
Turns out I can't make games. So there's a problem here. So Michael Shakes Fox is just going to have to be up in our imagination.
Do we not know, can Mark Gowland not do it?
Maybe.
Surely Felix G can make it.
Because it involves coding, which I can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. Felix G could make it.
I'll have to ask him.
Of course he could.
Going back to what we were talking about
Michael J. Fox.
no, the Batman thing, about how the DLC pack's almost as
Boring.
much as the game.
Boring.
Let's finish. Do you know Train Simulator?
Alright, I retract it. Maybe we're going somewhere.
There's recently been a sale on Steam for all of the Train Simulator DLC. If you were to buy all of the Train Simulator DLC, have a guess how much it would come to in the sale.
£3.
I'm guessing about 20.
Higher.
Really?
Way higher.
50.
Way higher.
120.
£2,000.
What? Fuck me.
Say that to me again. Explain that to me again.
Basically, Train Simulator.
Do you have to wear an anorak when you play it?
I have no idea. Shitloads of overpriced DLC. Like fucking hundreds of it. If you bought it all at once, it would cost you £2,000 in the sale.
Fuck. King hell, what is in these DLCs?
I wish I fucking knew.
Trains.
Yeah, it'll just be packs of trains, you know. Oh my god, I've got the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I've got a red train.
I can now make tunnels that go through mountains. Get on.
I've got Thomas. Good no, man.
But
Why can't we make games? Michael Shakes Fox would sell.
Way better than Train Simulator.
if Train
It would sell
Simulator
at
can
least
have
4.
£2,000 worth of DLC, right, and some couldn't have bought it.
We could
You know what
have
I mean?
we could have DLC as in the form of fucking pills for his
Another level we could
Parkinson's, so you can get through the
Yeah.
level without shaking.
I mean, you could have like, for bonus rounds, you could have stuff where, like, the shaking's an advantage, like cocktail maker.
So if you've recently took your meds, you'd be shit at, at that
Yeah.
level. Oh. Why can't we code?
And It's such a good game. I think we should next up for our mobile app, Michael Shakes Fox. The next person you need to tag on Twitter is indeed Michael J Fox.
I think he'd see the humour.
I think he probably would.
He always struck me in the 80s and the 90s when he was in his prime. When you saw him in interviews and stuff, he always struck me as a guy who just didn't give a fuck. Like, do you know what I mean?
The last thing I saw him in was something called The Good Wife, about a lawyer, and he played a lawyer who was opposed to it, and he played on the whole Parkinson's thing in it, and I just made light of it. So I think you would definitely find it funny.
Yeah, he seemed it. I remember watching him do interviews when The Secret of My Success was coming out. And
Fucking hell, 88.
yeah, it was a good film, that.
I think it's just at the point where you can't fucking ignore it though. Because earlier on, when it wasn't as bad, he just used to fidget a lot, didn't he? Like in interviews and stuff, and he tried to downplay it, not like sort of play up to it. He'd just be like, just make out like it wasn't as bad as it was. Do you know what I mean? But now he's like a fucking quivering mess, quite literally. Then like,
it's a shame, you know, like joking aside, banter aside, it's the kind of thing where you'd have thought by now we'd have been able to treat it.
yeah.
I bet you could if the crazy fucking Americans hadn't stopped stem cell research.
Yeah.
Stupid fucking hard right Christian fucking weirdos. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we can't stem cell research because Jesus.
Fuck Jesus.
Yep. Crazy.
So speaking of more ridiculous amounts of money, and going back to one of our favourite topics, Kickstarter.
I was just thinking, should we put a Kickstarter up and get so we can pay somebody to make Michael Shakes Fox for us?
All we need to do is patent the concept, the IP, and then someone else can make it, and we'd still be like rich.
Right, look into patent. If you can find out how to do it, I'll pay for the fucking patent. I don't.
We'll go in three ways.
Yeah.
And that way there's no argument.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
Right, I like how we're doing this on a public podcast. So everyone else is going to be like, yeah, we'll patent it first.
But anyway, there's a game that was getting developed on not developed, but funded on Kickstarter called Mansion Lord, and I've looked at it and it looks really fucking shit. Anyway, it made 20 grand in pledges, right? They opened a PayPal for further funding, like outside of stretch goals, just kind of like give us money, and they made more money through that. Anyway, all this happened 2 years ago, right? And somewhere around 18 months ago, the website expired. They shut down the PayPal thing. There've been no updates on any form of social media or the Kickstarter page in that amount of time. So basically, they've took the money and just run.
So that's like the story that you always hear.
Yeah.
Like all of them do that, or not all of them. That's not fair. But
Like they never even released a broken product and then never bothered to update it.
That's crazy.
Like they've basically go, oh yeah, we'll make a game, give us loads of money. Ha 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 ha, losers, and then just ran with the money.
Yeah, we won't do that.
And basically, this is because of the way Kickstarter works. When people have contacted Kickstarter about it, they basically went, well, that's what you signed up for. Like it's we just provide a service.
yeah, that's true though.
Do
It's
you know
like
what I
it's
mean?
like if I read a bad book, I couldn't really go back and throw it at the fucking librarian, could I?
Yeah. So they're like, you'll have to take it up with with the developer, but obviously there's no way of contacting the developer, so most people have just went, no, fuck, never mind. But yeah, imagine 20 plus grand because of however much they made through the PayPal thing, just...
That is fucking insane.
But that's like the
Remembering.
Kickstarter nightmare, that, isn't it? It's like worst case scenario.
It's funny, but it's not. Like I would like to see our dream of Michael Shakes Fox to come to fruition.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it on mobile apps through around the world. I'd like to see Michael trying to play it with his fucking hand shaking all over. Oh God.
Well, here we go. I'm on a website here to get a free patent pack. Dedicated to helping UK inventors, patent protection, prototype, commercialisation.
That's what we are. That's what we are. We're
Turn your
UK
ideas into
inventors,
reality.
aren't we? UK inventors. That's what we are.
I was just... Is it just me, or like for Michael Shakes Fox, would a masturbation level be too much?
That would be
It'd
awesome.
be fucking brilliant.
You've got
And
to,
then
you've got to
you
try
have
and
to get
last
the
more than
tissue after
30
you.
seconds.
Thing is, you can afterwards but think about the other bit, like for bonus points afterwards. trying to like
Don't spray the wall.
Trying to get the tissue at the end. Do you know what I mean? That's brilliant. That's all.
Goal last 60 seconds.
There's so much fun we could have with this idea.
You know, we could branch out and we could like find other celebrities with like fatal illnesses or like real serious debilitation.
You'd have like a children's face painting level. Got to try not to poke the child's eye out with a fucking pencil.
He's got to do some manscaping on one level. The goal is not to cut your wiener off. Here we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm filling out this thing for the painting pack, and when I get this, we will fill it out and we will send it off.
Sounds good.
And we'll do a Kickstarter. We're gonna have to get your brother to do a video for us for the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. And then I'll look into different like little mini game companies and that to see if they can develop it for us.
Let's have a word with Felix G first. We get him on board as our chief coder.
Yes. This is going to be awesome. And on that note, this podcast isn't going out till we put this fucking painting
fair
in.
enough. Aye.
So yeah, got anything else to talk about?
No.
I think I'm more or less done.
I'm bored now. I'm bored of used to. I want to go play GTA.
Right, Ben.
Alright.
Everyone's online.
But we can still do that.
Right on time. That's my
Shut up, Kaylee.
Shut up, you slags!
Shut up, Kaylee.
How did I just pop up?
I'm going to want to hear her explain
I
this.
didn't leave the party.
Alright.
I think so.
I love you, Ben.
That's good. It's a legend. Have you stopped that?
No, not yet. We're still going.
Go on then, stop it.
Say bye-bye then.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
see you. Wouldn't want to be here.
It's on.
Bye.